G'day, Rennick Walter, 2 clicks up here again. We've got a little gun I bought for Sam the cameraman for Christmas. It's a Norinco Puma JW-15 22 long rifle. Now these are basically a Japanese knockoff of the Bruno. People carry on about them and all that. Look, they're a cheap little gun. I think they're about 220 to 240 bucks, depending on where you go. They're a bolt action rifle. They come with 2 5-shot magazines that just clip in the front. We'll show you how that all works before in a minute. They come with open sights fitted, but I've knocked them off. The 2 open sights are gone, and they come with a threaded muzzle. God knows why you'd want to put a muzzle brake or anything on a 22, but that's the trend now. So you put that just on and off there, probably easier than look like I can do it. On he goes. He sits there like that, he gets out of the way, and that, you could say it's got a recessed crown, but not very much. Okay, now these rifles you can buy them packaged from different places here and there. I bought this one without the scope, and I've just chucked some little dovetail rings on and a Bushnell 3 to 9x40 illuminated banner. Now I've taken the battery out of this because the illumination, it's a gimmick, that's all it is, and you'll forget about the battery, it'll leak and it'll probably destroy your scope. So there you go. They come in floated. They come in synthetic and timber stock. I like the synthetic basically because you can knock it around a bit. You get it wet, you won't hurt it. Now let's just see if this thing's floated. Can you pass me a piece of paper there, please? If this thing's floated, it doesn't. Like looking at it, it doesn't look too bad. We'll see how floated it is. It's not. It's not at all. So we'll fix that up. Probably broken it now. Now we'll fix that because what I'll do is I'll pull that apart and I'll bed the action, and the trigger's not brilliant on this, so what we'll do is we'll do a little trigger job on it while I've got it apart. And the bolt just slides in and out there like that. Pull the trigger, in he goes. And look, for what it is, that's reasonably speedy. You've got to remember you've got a gun you paid about $220 for, so you're not gonna get smooth. If you want all this silky smoothness, you go and buy a $1,000 Tikka if you like. That's not my bag. Your magazine in and out like that. They just drop in and out like that. They're a 5-shot capacity, and as I say, I'm not big on spending huge money on rimfire rifles. They're all just for plinking and for knocking off little rabbits and all that sort of thing. So we've got some fairly cheap innocuous ammunition here. They're a 40 grain 22 long rifle. They call them rabbit ammo. God knows how fast they're doing, wouldn't have a clue. The amount, we'll have a bit of a look at one. We got them real cheap. So, say a speed on them? I don't think it does. Hang on, performance 40 grain. So no, it doesn't claim any speed on it. Look, it's a 22. It's not going to set the world on fire. But that's them. That's them, and we'll have a crack. Now we've bore-sighted this. We've bore-sighted this rifle, so we'll have a little crack at it, and we'll see how we go. All right. So load a few of these up. All right. Yeah, back to the rifle. We focused the die up at the rear. I've got a couple of targets set out at 50 metres, a bit over 50 metres, and we'll just try to sight this rifle in. Look, that bolt will get smoother as it goes. There's your safety. No problems there. And to get the bolt out, it's just a matter of pull the trigger and out she comes. So, all pretty basic stuff. So we've got 2 magazines loaded. Pop him up in there, and this is the first shot out of this gun. Rightio, here we go.
"20 minutes later."
Okay, okay. We've had our shot with the little Norinco. That's what we managed to do. We walked it all in and got a few little groups. This is about 52 meters or something like that. A few little flies. Now the trigger's not good at all, so I'll do a little trigger job on that. I'll fix that up, and the barrel's not floating, so I'll clean out that barrel channel a bit, and might even bed the action if I can find the time. So it'll come good. Again, remembering it's a $230 gun, $240 gun, whatever I paid for it. It shoots nice. There was absolutely no issues, no foul feeds, nothing like that. Both the magazines worked equally well. The bolt cycled nicely. The one thing it doesn't come with a recoil pad like all these little cheap guns don't anymore. It's just a little plastic butt stop. So I'll just buy a cheap little recoil pad and put that on there. Not because there's recoil with a 22, simply because so it doesn't slip around in your shirt, which it does tend to do. Yeah, a lot of these that's us with the trigger. The trigger just doesn't want to go, then it goes bang. And so we'll fix all that. Like there's 3 in that one there, there's 2 in there, there's a couple of 2s in there, so it'll shoot. It's a shooter. We'll pull it all in. So there we go. That's us done. The 22's done and dusted. I'm happy with it. A little bit of maintenance work, and it's good to go. So until next time, go 2 clicks up. Ta-da.